We live in a world that is so busy that we get to hear so many voices. We have so many motivational speakers. We have friends, we have family who are always there to speak to us. But I want to remind us today that the best place and the best voice that we can ever hear from is the voice of the Lord. But how do we get to hear the voice of the Lord? Remember when Elijah went to hide in a cave, he had a very strong wind and he thought that the Lord was there. But finally, God's voice was in a small voice. He whispered. So how do we get to hear that small voice if we are always around people, if we are always busy doing our own things? We can only get to hear God's voice, that small, still voice in a quiet place. And I'm reminded of Jesus. Jesus would seclude himself, even from his disciples, and just be quiet in the presence of the Lord and seek his face. Even he would seclude himself from the multitude after preaching, after doing the miracles. He would seclude himself and be quiet in the presence of the Lord and seek his face. So it is to remind us of how much of great importance it is for us as children of God to value being in that quiet place, to spend our time with God in a quiet place.
Psalms chapter 46 verse 10 tells us, "Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth." So in everything that we do, let's remember to be still. I know that it can get confusing in this world, but it's good to always remember that in the world that we are in, we can get so many distractions, but our treasure is in heaven. And the Bible says that where your treasure is, that's where your heart is. And so, as believers, our treasure is in heaven, where God is. And for us to know what He is telling us is for us spending time with Him, getting to hear what He's telling us, getting to know His voice. And He says again that my sheep know my voice. And so you get to know God's voice by spending time with Him, meditating upon His word, and don't be busy listening, just talking to Him, but also get to hear what He is telling you. May God bless you. Thank you so much.